So I'm just going to get straight to the point. Today, I really want to talk about and share my personal story, my journey, the dark side of it. Because you all see the flashy, the good side that I post on Instagram, the high vibrations, the smoothie bowls, the parties, the dancing, like the fit body, all that stuff. But what I don't often share is the dark side. The things that aren't so pretty, that aren't so glamorous, and that I'm quite often ashamed of, and that actually consume me for a lot of my time. So I want to be really like just raw, open, and honest in this video. I was gonna make it a podcast, but I was like, no, I want you to see me while I'm speaking about this. Okay. So recently it's gotten to a point where I literally cannot eat anything or put anything into my body without having a stress response, without feeling, fuck, this is not good for me in some way. And it's a really difficult loop. This eating disorder, body dysmorphia that I have. I feel that I want to be free, and that is where I'm going, to complete freedom, just to be able to just live without thinking of, what should I do? Is this good for me? What do the books say? And analyzing everything, overthinking and stressing about it. But to be honest, I've been in a really stressed state, especially when it comes to my health, what I put into my body, like the way I move, what I do. I feel that because I consumed so much information and knowledge over the course of this journey that it's put me really up here. So there's like this voice, Ben Greenfield says this. Oh, the vegans say this. The books say this, YouTube. And it's really numbed me from my body's own intuition and feeling. So especially when it comes to food, this is what I want to talk about today, like my eating disorder and the stress, where like I went out for dinner just then before this for Chinese New Year. And I remember the moment I found out that we were going out to this Chinese banquet for Chinese New Year, I actually started stressing and thinking about it, thinking, oh, what am I gonna eat? Oh fuck, I know it's gonna be like Peking duck. I know it's gonna be this. And all these foods I actually grew up really loving. So when I was younger, if someone says, we're gonna go here for dinner, I'll be like super excited because the food like tastes good and it's a good time. But so I guess like the downside now to being like more health conscious and all that stuff is when I find about this, I can't just let go and say, okay, I'm gonna go enjoy the food, have a good time. Like it's not that simple anymore. Like I can't just switch this off. And so the worst part is like I'm fully aware that this is happening, and I can see my brain turning and meet the child within just saying, Toby, dude, it's not gonna harm you. It's just a once off. You literally do all these practices. You can afford to do, just eat one cheat meal. And like, that's like what I know within, but the mind will constantly just keep flicking back and then creating that like stressing response. It's that bad that the thought alone is creating that dis-ease and disharmony within my body. Just the thoughts saying, oh, this is not good for me. It's full of vegetable oils. It's going to be fried. It's meat. It's all that stuff. And I guess I'm just sharing this video because this is where I'm at. Like I know I post a lot of stuff where like you may think that I'm like a health guru and everything. And yes, I do have a lot of knowledge, but within I have a lot of inner conflict because I feel that I've been striving for this image of perfection, of like physical perfection, peak health, high vibration, all that stuff. And to be honest, the reason why I've been striving for that is because I came from where I didn't have that. Like I've shared my story on my podcast before a bit, where I came from like being neglected, like being weaker, being overlooked all the time, skinny. I had acne so all over my face, my body, and I just didn't want to be seen. I had no confidence, like no friends for a long time, and I just felt so like nothing, like worthless, like invisible, worse than invisible. Like people, I felt that I was just below everyone. And so like in these years of solitude, I had years and I just worked. I was like, you know what? Like I'm gonna work my ass off to become something so people can see me. So, and this would validate me. And like it was great because it made me like love myself, because I was like, okay, I'm gonna put in the hard work and consistently train. I'm gonna train at this, I'm gonna research a lot so I know what to put in my body. And as I did, of course, the results came. Like I started becoming healthier, I cleared up my skin, all these things. And that came, I started being more confident, started having friends, started being able to go out and live this lifestyle, and actually started really enjoy myself. So it went like up. And then there kind of came a time when it became more of an obsession, where I'd already come out of my hole and this like low part. So I was already out of it, but I was still like thinking, okay, now that you're here, you got to keep going up, keep finding what's bigger, what's better. And I couldn't backslide, because I felt like backslid, if I let all these practices and all this discipline go, I would go back down to where I was before. And I was like, I don't want to be there, because I felt so just small and worthless. And I have this obsession with just being somebody that people would love, respect, and like a role model and look up to. Because I know I've been there, and I guess I've been just so focused on thinking, okay, now I'm here, even though there's not really levels, but I'm just talking about physical, external appearances, okay? Like, so now I'm up here, a bit of confidence, I feel good, I like look much better than I used to. But it's also a trap and another prison that I've created in my own mind. Because even though I'm out from down here, now I've got all these rules saying, okay, you must get 8 hours of sleep every night. You must eat this kind of way in this certain eating window. And anything that's outside of this, these rules set that I've created in my mind, and these things of health and optimum health, anything that's outside of it, out of my control, I find it very difficult to surrender to. And I find a lot of the time just getting wrapped up in these thoughts. And it was just today that I was talking to my friend Leilani about it. She shared really openly, and it just sparked this inside me, where she was also in this journey where she was like just so obsessed about health and eating and all that stuff that she didn't have a social life. And then almost swinging, letting go of that and swinging the opposite way, and actually it being okay. Not, she didn't become a slob and unhealthy, but letting go of the strictness and allowing just more freedom for the soul to be happy. Like it's very different, the body being fit, strong, healthy, and then it's fine, that's great. But if the soul is feeling restricted and it's like a child, it's like, can I do this? And their mind and their body's like, no, it's not good for you, it's out of my control. But at the end of the day, like, this is my intention for this year, and I've said this many times, my intention is to move unified as one being. So my heart and my mind and my body all move as one, without my mind being like, no, this is not logical, and pushing that down, but the heart wanting to go here, and the body saying, no, I'm used to this is more comfortable, I want to live within this. But they're all fractured and splitting. And especially when it comes to health, like health is the crown that you wear, but it's also, everything has got its positives and negatives, like a double-edged sword. And at the moment, like I'm just working on finding balance, letting go of the need to be perfect, and being kinder to myself. Like at the peak of this body dysmorphia, eating disorder, if I had one screw up, like if I accidentally ate ice cream or ate some dessert, because I ran out of willpower for the day and I let go and I overate, which very often I would go into these binges where I would just overeat. In fact, just before filming this video, I got back from the Chinese banquet. I was fucking full. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna eat some charcoal to flush this out, have some spirulina, I had a bunch of some enzymes to break down all this stuff, and some BPCs, my gut doesn't get damaged. And I did all the biohacking. And then, do you know what I did? I went to the freezer and I grabbed a tub of mint panna chocolate ice cream, choc chip ice cream, and I fucking sat here and ate the entire thing. And like I enjoyed it. But this is the thing, like I'm sharing this because like I'm still on the journey of finding like this balance and medium. So if I binge and fall, then I really fall. But then quite often I would come back, the way I would correct this would be by overcompensating the other way, by being like, all right, you fucked up, Toby. Now you're going to work out for 2 hours, have a sauna, do 2 enemas, wake up super early, and it's like almost just swinging like back and forth. Like I go super healthy, and then boom, the other way, binging, letting go, self-destruction. And just finding this navigation in the middle where I'm saying, okay, what do I really want here? Being able to say no if it doesn't serve me. But if I want to indulge and let go and enjoy something, being like, okay, I'm going to enjoy this because I know my body can handle it. And my thoughts, my vibration alone is going to raise this. Right, it's a nice long video. But yeah, just wanted to share this. If you resonate, feel free to reach out, Instagram, anything like that. Peace and love, fam. Always just trying to keep it real. If you have any video ideas that you want to see, I just want this channel to be just open, so I can share, just open about everything. Because I've tried so many things, and I know I'm just scratching the surface. But yeah, I am here to be a role model, not to tell you what to do, but to share from my experience what I have tried, what I have done, and where I am at, like right now, always as authentically as possible. Yeah, I'm still so human, like you have no idea. My confidence isn't very high, to be honest. Self-love and self-worth. That's why I strive so hard on this external like meat suit, you know, to build it up, because inside it's more like a body armor, like an armor to protect what's within. Well, thank you for listening if you did listen this far, and I love you.